Hello everyone, it is Mike here, and we are starting off the tournament again. So we're back to it. It is Tournament 3, Bryan versus Lucas, and we got a whole new cast, for the most part. I mean, we're bringing back some people, but not all of them. And, oh no, we're starting off with the Green Jacket Zombie. Oh my goodness. I love this entrance, though. This is hilarious. Look at him, just... oh my goodness. He's definitely a zombie for sure. Look how slow he's going here. He's just dragging along. We got all day. We got all day. Did you see that guy in the blue? He was like, what? He sat back down. He got so scared. But anyway, yeah, we're back to the tournament. It is going to be Bryan versus Lucas to kick things off. And it's going to be a good one. You're going to see all kinds of different characters from Marvel, DC, video games. All kinds of people are going to be a part of this. So, and number 2 is the Joker. So here we go. The Green Jacket Zombie, I believe, is from the first Resident Evil. I think... I'm not 100% on that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a zombie that I just downloaded. I have no idea. But we're going to kick things off with the Green Jacket Zombie versus the Joker. I thought he was from Resident Evil, though. I'm pretty sure he is. I could be wrong, though. Because I've never played the first game. I've never played the first game. I played 2, 3, 4, 5... 6 and 8, and I haven't played the rest of them. So, but as they're eliminated, I will tell you what team they are a part of. And Oppenheimer is number 3. So, of course, they made a movie of him recently, but he is a historic figure. Some people think he's great. Other people weren't a fan of his work. It just depends on who you ask. But I thought the movie was pretty good overall. I still don't think it was one of the best movies of the year, but it definitely had its moments. And it was well directed. And number 4 is Kano. Kano is here. Of course, Mortal Kombat classic franchise character. Loved him in the movie. I thought he was great in the movie. I wasn't always a big fan of him. I think the movie elevated his character for me. He was definitely the best played character in the movie that came out recently. And I can't wait for another one. That is going to be amazing. And number 5 is Batman Beyond. I need to go back and watch those. I used to watch them as a kid, and I kind of just, and you know, I grew up and stuff, and I would like to go back to some of the old stuff I used to watch, like Static Shock, Batman Beyond, Batman the Animated Series, all that good stuff. And number 6 is Deathstroke. And I just wanted you all to know if I sound a little bit different. I am getting better, but I was having mouth ulcers. So, it's not anything, you know, it's not anything deadly. It's not even contagious, but it kind of affects you eating and speaking. And at the time I'm doing this, I'm basically almost over it. But it was rough for a little bit. Doing stuff like this, eating, So you may notice I say certain things differently. Sometimes I just can't pronounce things, but you may notice it, especially with certain words. And Art the Clown is number 8. So Art the Clown coming in at number 8 from the Terrifier. One of my favorite horror characters of all time. And he's going right after Oppenheimer. And look at Rick Sanchez. And Oppenheimer tried to charge Rick, but Rick got out of it. And look at Art. Well, Art was trying to do something, but it's just too congested here. And nobody's been eliminated, surprisingly. Usually by now, at least one person has kicked the bucket. And look at the double team. Oh, Deathstroke broke out of it somehow. Just way too many people in. The limit is 8. I don't know if they're ever going to raise the limit. I just feel like it's a recipe for disaster if you do, because there's already enough glitches as it is with 8 people. So I can't imagine like doubling the amount. I just think there's already too much going on. It would be cool if you could do it. And maybe later down the road you'll be able to, but I think for right now they shouldn't go over 8. But I would like to see 10 or higher. But you know how the other Rumbles get. I would love to see one of those 40-man battle royals where they just throw everyone out. Where they basically invite everyone from the locker room to get involved. And these people, you're sitting there watching the match, and you're like, who in the world's that guy? It's some guy from the locker room. They just said, come on down. So, but yeah, it's Bryan versus Lucas. No eliminations yet. Both teams have some really key players. And oh, good counter there by Deathstroke. And look at the Green Jacket Zombie, and a counter there by the Joker. And look at Rick Sanchez. And Oppenheimer is the first one done. So, that's going to be a loss for Lucas. So his first... Oh, there goes the Green Jacket Zombie. Also eliminated. And that's going to be another loss for Lucas. And Rick Sanchez also gone. And you got to... I got to be honest with you, I'm new to the teams, and Joker's gone too. Everyone's flying out. That's what usually happens when they let people in for so long, when people stay in so long. Rick Sanchez is a loss for Lucas, and let's see where the Joker lands. That is going to be a loss for Bryan, so not a good start for Lucas, losing 3. Bryan lost 1. And, I mean, that's what happens. They all go out at once if they stay in for a long time, usually. And now we're going to get some more people involved in this. But I'm telling you, there's going to be some key super heavyweights, so this might be a little longer than usual. Because when you get some of these super heavyweights in, they refuse to leave. And number 9 is Twisty. So we're going to get Twisty and Art. Wow. 2 deadly clowns, who, by the way, I prefer over Pennywise. I prefer them over Pennywise any day of the week. I know Twisty is a very controversial saying. Art is obviously the case with Art, because I think Art is 10 times better than Pennywise. Twisty's a little bit more debatable. The thing that hurts Twisty is he only has one season of a show, and really it's not the full season. But his backstory is some of the... I mean, I was never a big fan of American Horror Story, but I do like 2 seasons of it. And he definitely has the best episode of the whole entire franchise, in my opinion. Now, I've only watched Asylum and Freak Show. And he's part of the Freak Show. I even have a poster of him. I just love his backstory. It actually makes me feel bad for him. And that's just unbelievable, being that he's a killer clown. You know, you should be scared of him and you know, despise him. But when you see why he's the monster he is, I'm not saying it's justifiable. I'm just saying that, wow. Yeah, out of all the evil people, you know, you can see why he is one. So, and Big B and Monokuma still in. And Kano going after Big B. And number 12 is Nightwing. So we got Nightwing coming in at number 12. Of course, Big B's from The Wolf Among Us. I played the first episode of that and I loved it. And it was, at the time, I think the first episode was free on Game Pass. And I never went back to it. And I remember playing it and I was like, wow, this is so ahead of its time. And it's when Telltale really, I know they had The Walking Dead. And then they had The Wolf Among Us after that. I think a little bit after that. And I played the first episode because it was free. I didn't have to buy it. And it just blew me away. I thought it was really good. And I never picked it back up. And I know some people have wanted me to. But I just never got back to it. I was very impressed, though, with the first episode. And maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it someday. That's one that I definitely need to play. It's got high reviews. A lot of people love it. But I'm not a big fan of the Walking Dead ones as much. I mean, I don't know. Telltale's got great stories. It's just, when I go into something, I want the action gameplay. And Telltale has great stories and great decision making, but you know, I'm like a Gears of War, Call of Duty, you know. Action. I want action, constant. And you know, Shadow of War would be a great example. Red Dead 2. Those are the types of games I go for. Besides this, of course. And Twisty eliminated by Nightwing, and Nightwing better watch at his back. And Twisty is going to be a loss for Bryan. And Art the Clown has eliminated Deathstroke. So that's a loss for Lucas. And Batman Beyond finally gets Nightwing. That is going to be a loss for Bryan. So finally, it's taken them a little while. You know, they're kind of, they're not getting quickly to the eliminations, which is fine, you know. I've had to adjust the entrance intervals to 30 seconds because otherwise it's going to be, you know, Lord of the Rings Return of the King length. So I've had to make some adjustments, but sometimes they go over still because they're just too tough to get out. And Big B Wolf's in trouble. And he's been eliminated. It depends on the person, really. That's a loss for Bryan. So it's a tie now. 4-4. I don't know who has the advantage right now looking in the ring because I'm new to all of these teams, so it's going to be a little bit different. And by the way, that is not on me, what you're seeing there. That's actually in the game. That little glitch. It just happens. I think it's because we have all these, face scans, created art. And E.T. is going back to the locker room to phone home. Because he's already, he didn't go anywhere. And that's a loss for Lucas. Or was it a loss? Did he really do anything? I've told this story before, but E.T.'s always, the memory I always have of E.T. is I used to have an action figure when I was younger, like when I was a kid, of E.T. And I remember I left him out in the yard, and my dad ran him over with a lawnmower, and he blew into thousands of pieces. And at the time, it really upset me. I was really upset about that. And I kind of felt responsible, because back then, toys were kind of like Toy Story. They were actually real and stuff, because I had this crazy imagination as a kid. I still do, I almost felt like I caused his death because I left him out in the yard and I wasn't responsible. And my dad ran him over with a lawnmower. His body parts were all over the grass. It was terrible. So, E.T. didn't go home that time. I'll tell you, he didn't go home that time. But that's a crazy story. I always think about that. Every time I see E.T. now, I think about that lawnmower hitting him. And Art the Clown slams Kano down. And Galactus is here. Oh, man. We'll see how good he does. Right now, Art the Clown's probably the one to beat. Kano's been in here for a while, too. And Achilles is number 17. Oh, there goes Jack Sparrow. I barely even noticed him, and that's a loss for Lucas. So right now, Bryan is winning, and Art is grabbing Achilles' nose. I love how Art grabs people's noses. It's such an Art thing to do. And Galactus trying to body slam or use his body. Galactus is going to be tough. He's going to be tough. He is going to be one of the hardest to get out. And I feel like you have an advantage on your team if you have Galactus. You have an advantage. Because he has won so many. He's one of the toughest people to eliminate. And who knows what he's going to do tonight. And Kano is done. So that is a loss for Lucas. Oh man, Art the Clown almost took down Galactus. And Apocalypse is number 18. So like I said, we have some heavy hitters in this one. Oh man, Apocalypse slamming Beyond and Savage Opress attacking Apocalypse. Oh man, Galactus versus Apocalypse, let's go. Like I said, heavy hitters. We got a couple more still remaining in this one. Art the Clown has probably been in here the longest. Batman Beyond's been in here for a while too. And Peter Griffin's number 19. That's another heavy hitter. So, Art the Clown's been eliminated. Finally, he is finished, and that is going to be a loss for Bryan. And Galactus powerbombing Apocalypse. And Monokuma hanging on. He manages to hang on there. Oh my goodness, look at Achilles. And using his knees to hit Peter. And Peter definitely felt that one. Peter's going to be tough to get out too. I mean, there's so many that are going to cause so many problems. And some of these guys are just going to get eaten alive. And number 20 is James Cameron. Yeah, how did he get in here? That's how the tournament works. Sometimes people are left on accounts, and you really, he's not my type of person to put in one of these. I mean, he's a director. He's, he doesn't. Of course, some of these people don't fight to begin with, but. And Monokuma is done. But yeah, James Cameron is here. Why not? And Monokuma is a loss for Bryan. James Cameron probably has one of the worst overalls in this tournament. In order to be a part of the tournament, the rule is you have to be 80 or higher. And he is an 80. So, Savage Opress has been eliminated. And that's a loss for Lucas. Took me a while to find it. And yeah, James Cameron's already done. So yeah, so much for that. And that's a loss for Bryan. So it's still about, it looks like 8-7 last time I checked. Still a close one. I don't know what James Cameron was going to try to do there. I mean, he could have directed this instead. But James Cameron wasn't built for the ring. That's for sure. And Colossal Titan's number 21. So here comes another super heavyweight. I don't know how Batman Beyond's still alive. He is surrounded by, with the exception of Achilles, really tough opponents that are hard to remove because they're so heavy. And Danny Phantom is 22, and finally, Batman Beyond is finished. It was a good run, though. And it's going to be a loss for Lucas. And Apocalypse, a big loss for Lucas. So he is down to 5, according to my records. I'm telling you, Galactus, Peter, they're going to be in here for a while. And Kenny McCormick is number 23. Who's going to kill Kenny is the question. Danny Phantom in the house. I like Danny Phantom. I always thought he was. I wish they would make a live action Danny Phantom. Maybe they have. Maybe they have. But I think it's a cool idea for a movie. I think some of these Nickelodeon, everyone talks about Disney live action. How about Nickelodeon live action? Have we had any of that? I don't know. I don't know. You think that's a good idea? You can let me know. It might not be a good idea. I know, well, they tried it with Avatar, and it didn't work. And Jokic is number 24. Nikolai Jokic. The Joker. He's the other Joker in this. And Achilles is finished. That is going to be a loss for Bryan. Galactus is done. Wow, that's a giant loss for Bryan. Probably the worst loss he can have on the team. And Dodge is number 25. So yeah, right now my records are showing 9-10. It's really close. And with Galactus gone, that is a game changer. And Jokic almost eliminated. And Kenny just got killed by Peter. So, there you go. And that is a loss for Bryan. Now we have a tie. It is 5. Oh my goodness, Colossal Titan eliminated this early by Jokic. And that's a loss for Lucas, a big loss. Believe it or not, Lucas has 2 Titans. So, we'll see what happens here. We've had some unexpected exits in this one for sure. And Jokic going out. Oh, man. Drops the dog. And Peter B. Parker is number 26. Look at Danny Phantom. And Jokic going after the dog. And yeah, I knew he wasn't going to. Bender is here at 27. I knew he wasn't going to last long. I just, I don't know. He's like a meme or something, but memes don't make it around here. They're just not cut out for the task. Doesn't matter how good the meme is. How many Rumbles has Tom the Cat won? None. Directors and memes will never win. And Jokic fighting Bender. And 28 is Aaron Yeager. So there is the other Titan. There's 2 Titans on one team, which is crazy. It is not looking good. Well, it's still not. It's not looking good for Team Lucas because his remaining 3. I believe it's 3. Yeah, I think it's 3. His remaining 3 are already in the ring. So it's not looking good for his team. Of course, there's 2 more. And they're going to be part of Bryan's team. Yep. Peter B. Parker and Bender facing eliminations, and they both escape it. And Vegeta is here. Yeah, Jokic is going to be a problem. The Joker is going to be a problem. Peter's going to be a problem. Aaron Yeager is going to be a problem. I don't know if... I'm trying to think of who number 30 is going to be. Okay. Yeah, he's still not as big as some of these other people. Ghost Rider at number 30. So, yeah. these are your remaining people. And looking at it, Bryan should have 5, and Lucas should have 3. Yeah, everything's looking correct. Yeah. So yeah, 3-5, not a bad landslide. You know, it's a little bit uneven, but it could be a lot worse. I've seen a lot worse. So I think 2K did its service here. You can't always be perfect. And look at Danny Phantom. Slams Jokic. Hope I'm saying that right. I butchered names before. I won't even try Giannis's last name. Forget that. Danny Phantom attacking Jokic here. And Peter B. Parker slamming. It's Peter versus Peter. So we're down to 8. And Danny Phantom is trying to get rid. No luck there. It's going to be tough. The NBA is always tough to get rid of. They're all 7 foot, or 6'10", or 6'5" at least. You know, you don't see anyone in the NBA hardly 5'5", or 5'8". It's rare. I mean, it's happened, but look at that counter. And Vegeta stays in. Wow. So the 8 are still in here. And this has been crazy. And here Vegeta's on the chopping block again, and this time he's done. So that is going to be a loss for Bryan. So we are down to 7 now. And Bender staying in. And look at the double team here on Ghost Rider. Double choke slam. And there goes Danny Phantom. I didn't think he was going to survive. It's just too much, and that's a loss for Lucas. Lucas is down to 2. And Jokic is going to take out Ghost Rider. So number 30's done, thank goodness. And that's a loss for Bryan. So right now 12-13. So now it's just a 1 difference between both teams. And oh man, big punch there by Bender. I mean, not by Bender. Bender got hit. My bad. Aaron, this has been a long one. It has been a long one already. And we still have 5 people left. Bender might be out cold. And look at the double team by Peter and Bender. I like Peter B. Parker. He's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool character. I don't know how. Yeah. Oh! And Bender with the big elimination. Oh, what a counter. And that is a giant elimination for Bryan, and it is now a 2v2 because of Bender. So, Bryan has Bender and Jokic, and Lucas has Peter and Aaron. So that's who we're down to. This has been a very competitive fight between both of these teams. Man, some big misses, I'm telling you. And Peter B. Parker still in this. Still in this. Wow. It is a 2v2. And a big comeback there by, not a big comeback, but a comeback by Lucas's team. And both teams have super heavyweights. So, 2 super heavyweights remaining between both teams, and Bender is gone. So it's all up to Jokic, and he's still in it. I mean, they've tried to eliminate him for quite some time. So Lucas now has the upper hand. His team does. And Peter B. Parker. Oh, Aaron Yeager somehow stays in it. He got kicked right in the head. And I thought it was done for him. I thought it was done. Oh my goodness. The fact that Peter B. Parker is still in this is a shocker. And look at Aaron Yeager using brass knuckles. Really? Really? At least that's what I think it was. Some kind of cheat. We are down to 3. But Bryan only has 1 left. And he's trying to get rid of Aaron here. Oh my goodness. Wow. Peter B. Parker's looking impressive. But he's got the super heavyweights angry at him now. And you can only go for so long. And Aaron clotheslines Joe kick. And he didn't see that coming at all. And Peter B. Parker's a loss for Lucas. So now it is a 1v1 between Bryan and Lucas. Of course, Lucas has Aaron. Bryan has the Joker. That's what they call him. I kind of don't like that because there's only one Joker, but whatever. I'm also not a Nuggets fan. The only Nuggets I like, well, I don't even like the Chicken McNuggets from McDonald's. So much for that. I like chicken tenders. I'm a tender guy. And these two, oh man, one is not going to Mania. I don't know. Joe Kick's been in here for a while, I think. I don't know how long he's been in. And look at Aaron Yeager here. Oh, wow. Lucas will take part 1 of Tournament 3. He takes the W. But unfortunately, even though Lucas won, unfortunately for Aaron, he's not going to WrestleMania because the no shirt, no shoes policy. How about the no pants, the no shirt, the no shoes policy? Yeah, how about that? So no Mania for Aaron. You know, nude people aren't allowed at Mania. Plain and simple. That's just the number 1 rule. You won't even get near the metal detectors. We will tackle you if you try. And I know you're different than, you know, I know the Titans are built different. Let's just say that. But, yeah, you're not going to Mania. You're crazy if you think so. But anyway, congratulations to Lucas. What a great start to this tournament. And he had a good comeback there. Not a big comeback, but he had a good comeback. And he had both Titans. So both Titans are still in this. And it was definitely an interesting one. So Lucas wins. We still have 14 matchups to go. It's going to be crazy. So just hang in there. You might not get them back-to-back all the time. But, yeah. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you all later.